This is Dr. Gary, and we're in the business of making good bosses into great leaders. I was visiting a customer site a few years ago, and when I walked in, I started to talk to the executives. I could sense that people were on edge. And a couple of the web developers and marketers that were in the hallways as they were scurrying about, you could tell there was a lot of anxiety in the office. So I asked them, what's going on? The president of the company told me that they had a web launch going later that afternoon. And it was important because they're an online retailer. And this upgrade was extremely important for the future of their business. As I listened to them complain about some of the things that weren't ready and the concerns that they had, I realized that it was time for them to learn the 3 questions. So I asked the president to bring everybody into a conference room. And when we got in there, I asked to put the new website up on the screen, and they did. I said to the executives, all right, I have a question for you, and only for you. I have the first question, and that question for you only is, what do you like about this website? And they kind of looked at me funny and started to list things. They said, well, we like this, and we like the colors, and it's easier to navigate, and so on. And all of that was great, and they listed 15 or 20 things. The looks on the web developers and the marketers' face were interesting because they had not heard any of this good stuff yet. So there was a little smile on their face. They liked to hear that from the executives. When we finished with that, I asked the web developers and the marketers question number 2. And that is, if you started this project all over again, what would you do differently? Well, being the professionals that they were, they had a list of 40 or 50 things. All of the things that the executives had said, which excited the executives because they felt that they were being heard, and many, many more because they're professionals and they knew what they were doing. And when asked, can we get these in priority order and get these things done by 5 o'clock, we were told yes. So there wasn't anything that was going to get in the way of the launch. That made everybody feel a lot more confident that this was going to happen and happen on time. So I asked the third question. In any team, any interaction, the third question is important. How can I help? How can we help each other in order to ensure that 5 o'clock comes and that website is ready for launch? Well, they had their marching orders. They had their list of things to do. All the professionals were ready to go. The executives didn't have anything to add to it. So one of the web developers raised his hand and he said, well, since we have to work through the day, it'd be nice to have lunch. So the president brought in lunch. Well, in a few minutes, we changed the whole mood of that office. People understood what needed to happen by asking the 3 questions. What do you like? What would you do differently? And how can I help? So work with these 3 questions and see if you can juggle them. I can't. This is Dr. Gary, making good bosses into great leaders.